There is a quiet mistake many people make, a mistake so common, so subtle, that most never realize it is costing them respect, trust, and influence every single day. They speak too soon. They rush to explain. They hurry to correct. They jump in with advice, opinions, solutions, and without meaning to, they push people away. Today, I want to share with you a principle so simple, yet so powerful, that it can change how people feel about you almost instantly. It is not about being clever. It is not about being persuasive. It is not about winning conversation. It is about something far wiser, letting others speak first, not as a trick, not as a strategy, but as an act of respect. Because when you let someone speak first, you give them something rare in this world. You give them space, and space creates trust. Let me ask you something. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling strangely drained, even though nothing bad was said? No argument, no conflict, just an invisible heaviness. Chances are you were not heard. Someone talked at you, not with you. They filled every pause. They finished your sentences. They explained your own thoughts back to you. And though they may have meant well, your heart quietly closed. Now let me ask the opposite. Have you ever spoken to someone who said very little, yet made you feel understood? Someone who listened patiently, who didn't interrupt, who allowed silence to exist. You probably left that conversation thinking, that person is wise. That person gets me. That person can be trusted. And here is the truth. Most people never learn. They didn't impress you with words. They impressed you with restraint. Dale Carnegie once said, let the other person do a great deal of the talking. At first glance, this advice seems almost too simple. After all, aren't conversations about exchanging ideas, sharing knowledge, offering insight? Yes, but human beings are not moved by information first. They are moved by emotion. And the strongest emotion in any conversation is this: I matter. When you allow someone to speak first, you silently say, I value your thoughts. I respect your experience. I am not here to dominate you. And that message travels faster than words ever could. Let me tell you a story. A man once came to me after a seminar. He was frustrated, brilliant, experienced, and constantly misunderstood. My children don't listen to me, he said. My colleagues avoid my advice. My ideas are ignored. So I asked him one simple question. When was the last time you listened without planning your response? He paused, and then he admitted something most people never do. I'm always preparing what to say next. There's why. He wasn't having conversation. He was waiting for his turn to speak. So I gave him one assignment. For 1 week, say less. Ask questions. Let silence breathe. Resist the urge to jump in. A week later, he returned stunned. My daughter talked to me for an hour, he said. My coworker asked for my opinion. People seemed calmer around me. Nothing else changed. Only this. He let others speak first. Now, here is something deeply important, especially as we grow older. With age comes experience. With experience comes wisdom. And with wisdom comes a temptation. The temptation to correct, to instruct, to explain. After all, we have lived. We have learned. But here is the paradox of wisdom. The wiser you become, the less you need to prove it. In fact, wisdom often sounds like silence, not empty silence, but attentive silence. The kind that says, I'm here, I'm listening. Take your time. Let us talk about why letting others speak first works so powerfully. First, it lowers defenses. Most people enter conversations guarded. They expect disagreement. They brace for judgment. When you speak first, especially strongly, they prepare to defend themselves. But when you listen first, they relax. Their shoulders soften. Their voice slows, because no one fights someone who feels safe. Second, it makes people feel intelligent. This may surprise you. When people explain their thoughts out loud, they begin to organize them. They hear themselves, they gain clarity, and something remarkable happens. They associate that clarity with you. They feel smarter because you gave them room to think. And human beings instinctively like those who make them feel capable. Third, it gives you the advantage of understanding. When you let someone speak first, you learn what truly matters to them. Not what they say matters, but what they feel matters. Their fears, their pride, their hopes. And once you understand that, your words, when you finally speak, carry weight, because they land where the heart already is. Let me share another example. An elderly gentleman once told me about an argument he had with his brother, one that lasted decades. They disagreed over money, over inheritance, over old wounds. For years, every conversation ended the same way. Raised voices, closed doors, silence for months. One day, tired of the burden, he tried something different. He invited his brother for tea, and instead of defending himself, he asked one question. Tell me how this all felt to you. And then he said nothing. His brother spoke for nearly 40 minutes. Anger, regret, pain that had never been named. When the conversation ended, there was no dramatic resolution, but something had shifted. The walls were lower, and over time, the relationship healed. Not because of arguments won, but because someone finally listened first. Now, let us be honest. Letting others speak first is not easy. Silence can feel uncomfortable. Pauses feel awkward. Our mind races to fill the gap. We fear being seen as weak, uninformed, passive. But listen carefully. Silence is only awkward when we fear it. Confidence is comfortable with quiet. The most grounded people in the room are rarely the loudest. There is another subtle benefit to this principle. When you let others speak first, you avoid unnecessary mistakes. How many conflicts begin because someone responded too soon? They misunderstood. They assumed. They reacted to the wrong issue. But when you listen patiently, you discover what the real problem is. Often, it is not what was said at all. Let us bring this into everyday life, at home. When a loved one complains, do not rush to solve. Often they are not asking for answers. They are asking for understanding. Say less. Listen more. At work, when a colleague disagrees, let them explain fully. You may discover common ground. You never expect it. In friendships, when emotions rise, give space. People calm themselves when they feel heard. Now let me speak directly to you. If you are watching this and thinking, I've lived long enough to know better, I've earned the right to speak, you are correct. But remember this, influence is not about rights, it is about results. And the result of letting others speak first is connection. There is a quiet leadership in restraint, a dignity in patience, a strength in silence. When you let others speak first, you are not stepping back. You are stepping deeper, deeper into understanding, deeper into trust, deeper into influence. Before I close, I want to give you a simple challenge. For the next 24 hours, in every conversation, pause. Ask one sincere question. Then listen fully without interruption. No correcting, no advising, no rehearsing your response, just presence. You may be surprised how differently people respond to you. And now, one final thought. As the years pass, people may forget what we said, but they will never forget how we made them feel. And few things make someone feel more valued than being truly heard. If this message resonated with you, if it reminded you of conversations you wish had gone differently, subscribe to Carnegie's Path for timeless wisdom that deepens relationships and strengthens the human spirit. And in our next video, we will explore something just as powerful, why people almost never change their minds when you argue with them, and how wise individuals influence others without pressure, force, or conflict. It may change how you approach every conversation from this day forward. Until then, speak less, listen deeply, and let others speak first. See you all in next video.